What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you are staying warm on this very chilly Monday evening. We are recapping Married to Medicine, Season 10, Episode 4, Revenge of the Bride. And I really enjoyed this episode just because I like to see, Sweet Tea win in this. She looked radiant, and I feel like, her and Dr. G, they look very happy. I also like to see her stand up for herself, but I'll get into that in just a bit. The episode opens with Dr. Jackie and Heavenly. They're going to Phaedra's house, and as soon as they get there, she has this like small dog. And maybe because I'm a small dog owner, one is like really, the girl is very relaxed and loving. The boy dog, he is a bit more aggressive, but I mean, he's a boy dog. And so, but they just act like they're really, frightened of their dog, which some people have phobias. So that could be valid. But I just found it funny because the dog is really tiny. She says they were acting like Phoenix was a pit bull. And so they get into her house and they're talking about her decor, saying that it's all over the place, that it's gothic over here and classic over here and modern over here. But I feel like that's a pretty accurate representation of who Phedra is, right? Like she's an attorney, and then on one hand she says she's a Southern belle, on the other hand she's turning up on the Ultimate Girls trips, then she's over here at what was that show with Judge Tyler, Marriage Boot Camp, but that was when she was actually not married anymore to Apollo. And now she is a mortician. Phadrea wears very many hats, so the fact that the decor in her home is multifaceted, I would say that's pretty reflective of who she is and her character. So they start talking about Dr. G, Dr. Heavenly. She says that because he's a psychiatrist, that he's crazy too. It definitely gets on my nerves. I'm telling you. Sometimes though, her little one-liners do be really funny. Okay, so let's move on to Dr. Simone's house, where they are talking about, of course, her and Cecil have the two boys, Michael and Miles. So Miles is, he's in college, but he's a super senior. And then he was talking to his dad about him getting a C. And Simone comes around that corner like, I know a child that came from my womb is not over here bringing home C's in their fifth year of film school, right? And so, Cecil, and you can tell Simone makes the bulk of the money. She's over here like, I'm trying to retire and I can't keep on keeping on paying, this tuition if you're over here earning C's, which that's fair. Cecil's trying to be all understanding, and he's like, well, what about this and what about that? Nah, your mom's paying your tuition and she's trying to retire. She's, on this reality TV show. She has her own practice. She's, doing this, that, and the other. Is Cecil still in real estate, or is he, kind of like her third child? Because I really don't see him working half as much as I do Dr. Simone. And to be honest, did we see Dr. Jackie's husband at all? Like, where is Curtis? Is he? I think they said he was at the bachelor party. I'll have to go back and pay attention, but at least Cecil, shows up for the confessionals and he's sitting beside Simone, because we have not really seen Curtis clock in really much at all this season. It's only 4 episodes in, so maybe he'll show up on the second half of the season, but he's been incognito for quite a while. But anyway, yeah, I don't blame Simone. You know what I mean? Like, she's paying all this money for him to go to school. He doesn't seem like he's serious about it. And I know that he has his parents as his safety net. You could tell. You can tell that Simone is so frustrated because a lot of these women on this show, and I'll give it, even to Phedra, right? They're very driven. They're very ambitious. Um, Quad, I think she has her own business as well. It seems like all the men with the exception of the doctors, right? So Dr. Damon and Dr. G and Toyer's Dr. Eugene, right? But the men who are not in medicine, they just seem a little bit too laissez-faire for my taste, right? But that's just me. Um, you know, hopefully the kids can get it together and let Simone retire, because you know, she's like Miles over here living at home, you know, not really doing much of anything, bringing home C's in film school. Like, that's not even a hard subject, sir. What are you doing? All right, moving on. Um, okay, so they show a little bit of Dr. G in the bachelor party. Um, he is an acquired taste, but I'm glad that he found the yin to his yang, because the stuff that he was saying, and kind of, kind of hollering out about once his pants, came around down his ankles, he's not pulling them back up again, and he was doing the most. You're in your 50s, sir, but it's okay because he's married now. So moving right along, we see, the flashbacks. They're talking to Phedra about her marriage to Apollo, and you know, that was she said that she put all this time and money into the wedding and engraving the announcements and the invitations, but maybe she should have focused more so on the marriage. She's like, that didn't last. So, but basically, everyone's just showing them come and get ready to attend the wedding. And we have Toya and Eugene alongside of Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly. So Dr. Heavenly says, even on her way up to walking up to the wedding, right? She's like, today was the day that my baby girl went to prom, and I had to, step away from taking her pictures to come, and participate in the wedding, right? To be filmed. She gets to the door. And I'm like, yeah, sweet tea. And I feel like that's why it was called Revenge of the Bride, because the Kimes were kindly let off the list. Um, they were not invited to the wedding, because they have a flashback where Heavenly is saying that she doesn't think that Dr. G and Sweet Tea's marriage is going to last. They ain't even walked down the aisle yet. Like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's hating from outside the club. So that's so Sweet Tea was like, okay, well, you can hate literally from outside the club. However, right? If you saw her, Heavenly went on, online, social media and YouTube and stuff, and they eventually brought her in because she needed to be there to film, because she's a cast member, right? But yeah, and so Sweet Tea was like, I'm just gonna keep my cool. It's my day, and I'm glad that she did that. Keep it cool, keep it classy. But I just think that that's really funny, because they definitely asked Johnny, who has been the party planner, wedding planner, to the stars, right? He was on Real House of Atlanta with those castmates, and now he's over here. So he's working his way through the networks, similar to Phedra. But anyway, he said that, she was definitely intentionally left off the list. And her and Damon were so embarrassed. And I feel like, I hope that Sweet Tea can hold her own against Heavenly, which I'm sure that she can. But you can tell that it really bothered her a lot. But you can't sit there and say that to the girl's maid of honor that she doesn't think that their marriage is gonna last. Like, that's just a horrible thing to say. Stuff like that, it doesn't need to be said out loud. So I'm glad that Sweet Tea got her leg back, and then you can see that the rest of the episode is her coming down the aisle with her dad, and her getting married, and her and Dr. G look very happy together, very radiant. And everybody is having a good time at the reception. And of course, Heavenly and the rest of the folks who's gonna be haters is gonna hate. Then they have like one small snippet scene of Quad just, focusing on herself and doing self-care. She's trying to pretend like she doesn't know that her ex-husband is getting married today. She's like, oh, it's the wedding today? Oh, okay. Like, baby girl, you are actually on the show with your ex-husband and his new wife. She could have, I guess she handled it well. She's like, I wish them well. Congratulations to the Lunsfords. And that's where I'm going to leave this. So congratulations, Sweet Tea and Dr. G. I wish them, many, many happy years together, many healthy children together, because that is a part of their marriage agreement that she introduced to all of us, right? But yeah, I think it's interesting that she left Heavenly off the list intentionally, and it just tickled me because she went back. Heavenly, like double checked, and I think like triple checked. And I only person I felt bad for, to be honest, was Damon, because it seems like he's just such an easygoing guy, but Heavenly is a mess and a half, and so Sweet Tea got her lick back. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you later. Take care, aces. Bye.